Are we streaming is a question.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
There it is.
we are there. We're slightly delayed. So let's just tweet that out so people know who we are, what we're doing. And just wait for a minute and just say, hi, you right?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah.
On this fine Saturday evening.
Saturday evening.
Let's
go really quick.
Yes.
So just wait a minute or so just to see if anybody wants to jump in.
Okay.
Yeah, before obviously we start talking about Blue Fox. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. We'll talk a bit more about our streaming schedule a bit later on, just to give you an idea of the different things we're planning on doing. Now, this is a new stream, and things are likely to change, I feel. I think we'll probably, just play it by ear, see how things go. So we've allocated half an hour for each of these streams from Monday to Saturday, but yes, and
Yes,
but it might go longer. I feel, depending on what we're talking about. But yeah, so
and who's with us and who's interacting with us and
and
what's happening and what's been happening and stuff. So I guess it all depends on those sorts of things, because we have a busy week, month and year ahead, so there is lots to talk about and there's lots coming. So that's exciting. That's good.
We've definitely got to a stage where I think actually sitting down and being able to talk to people, sort of look them in the camera and tell them what's going on. I think it's a good thing. Otherwise your sort of inbox is going to get filled up with just updates from all the things we've got going on, which is fine. I will continue to send out updates. Just thought it'd be nice to actually sit down, spend some time,
say hello.
So as is the first one, I'm honestly not expecting a lot of people to be here, and that's absolutely fine. But it's just really getting it up and running. Anything new like this is going to take some time to gain a following. But we've got good followers, and I think
we have lovely followers.
Yeah,
I really like our followers. They're nice.
Certainly, a lot of the people who I interact with in the Kickstarters and also at the comic conventions when they come up, they're very nice people. So
it's always nice meeting you.
Yeah.
But it's quite nice doing this, especially now in these uncertain times.
Yeah.
Where we can't be behind the table and where we can't be seeing everybody. So this is another nice reason to do it.
Yeah, very much.
Probably another reason that things will develop and change, because everything is changeable right now. So
No, very much.
That's exciting.
It's interesting times. And so we certainly had the Edinburgh one. We were due to be at the Edinburgh Comic Con, and that's been obviously postponed, as has the London MCM that we're going to be at as well. So it might be quite a busy end of the year Comic Con. Well, touching wood. Hopefully everything sorts itself out in time. And when we can get back in front of you. And I guess one of the nice things will be is that we'll have quite a few new books to show off.
Yeah, by that time there will be quite a few things.
Yeah, definitely.
Because as we say, because there's so much stuff that's coming up.
Yeah.
Loads. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah. So anyway, it's 4 minutes. I'll just get straight in. So this Saturday night sort of half hour, we just want to go through what's happening with the focus on Blue Fox. I don't want this to be a Monday to Saturday Blue Fox sales channel. That's not really what is interesting to me.
Yeah.
But certainly for one of the nights, let's say tonight, Saturday, we'll just go through what's been happening, sort of different sort of emails. Basically, I'm getting in, and there's lots goes on every day. Some of it I won't be able to tell you about, but some of it I will. So we'll do our best.
So it's a nice way to check in, keep updated. If there are any questions or anything that obviously you get the updates anyway, but if there are questions and things that maybe people want to discuss a bit more and things like that, then this is a good time obviously for us to highlight those things and then talk about anything that might be coming up that we've been asked about or anything like that. So
very much.
So
and these half hours, these streams should be I think they stay on the Twitch channel for 14 days, so you'll be able to see them there. And yeah, we might well make them available on other mediums as well. So yeah, so that'll be good. So if you do miss them, it's not the end of the world. We've got, you'll be able to catch up, which is sort of the thing everybody does nowadays.
Which is nice.
It is
good.
nice. Okay, so I think at the moment we've got to one of those stages in Blue Fox where we've had a few Kickstarters and they're waiting for fulfillment. So first of all, if you're a backer, thank you very much. Thank you for your patience. It's very good. Sometimes things just don't go smoothly. You find things like lettering. You go through lettering, you find just grammar errors really and stuff like that. So there's a lot of that, and it just sometimes it can take like a week to turn that around. Sometimes 2 weeks. So it does add to delays. So yeah, but I apologise. You understand. The good thing about I think obviously all the campaigns we've done so far is that everyone gets their books. And everyone's happy when they get their books, so that's good. And we always have the money back guarantee as well. So yeah. So when it comes to Kickstarters at the moment, the first one which is live now, which is the H.P. Lovecraft Mountains of Madness Kickstarter. The book is by and the art is by Adam Fider. I mean, that's going really well. I'm just I'm just amazed. Every day I look at it really, I think, wow. I mean, because I think at some point, is it going to slow down? Sort of like just the interest in it, and obviously the backers, and but it just doesn't. It just doesn't. It's really a very strong campaign, and I think it puts Blue Fox, in fact, at this moment in time as well, on more of a steady footing than a lot of people. Yeah. Which is lovely, and I wish I could sit here and say I planned that, but clearly I did not plan it. But it's just really good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's nice. It's been really, really well received. It's just lovely.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
I think the art's really nice and fits with the story, which is lovely. And obviously, I have had questions about. Are we going to be doing another Lovecraft one? And the answer is yes, we're going to be doing another Lovecraft one, and that's in the works right now. So that's quite exciting as well, because obviously Adam did the last one, but the next one I'll be writing and getting Adam, if he can do it, or somebody else, to do the art. And yeah, so I'm sort of I've just started going into the Lovecraft mythos and all that sort of thing. So that's quite interesting. And certainly the story that we've chosen is interesting, I think, and it's a very Blue Foxy type of story.
Yeah, you were quite excited about that when you were reading through it and stuff. Yeah. So
it's one of those things where I thought, wouldn't it be good if, because I thought I didn't know how it was going to end, but again I thought, wouldn't it be good if this happens at the end? I could change it if it doesn't, but it did. So
I thought that was very funny when you said to me that you were thinking about this ending, and then it was actually part of the thing.
Yeah. So I was really pleased with that. So that's happening. Just so obviously lots of stretch goals. Currently the stretch goals are ahead of me. I've got R.H. Stewart, who does the art on Sinners, and has also done one of the Hexes comic, Devil in the Details. He's doing a print right now, and that's already gone. So we've already hit that target. So that's lovely, because you'll just get it. So that's nice. And obviously the other prints that we've done, Lyndon White has done a print, and also Ben Edwards has done a print as well. Ben Edwards did Nemo, wrote and drew Nemo for us. So so really happy. It's a lovely position to be in, to be looking for artists and actually being able to say to artists at this time again, I've got some work for you, and obviously they're very happy about that too. So
that's nice.
Yeah, because obviously the artists out there, as everyone else, is being affected by the coronavirus. So that's good. One of the other things I just want to mention also is that if it'd been, some people might have been expecting it to finish today. However, Kickstarter did this thing where they allowed everyone to add 7 days to their project if they wanted to, because of the coronavirus again. I think initially it was sort of saying, well, because there's a good chance you might not have had a time to focus on it, obviously with everything going on. Fortunately, that wasn't necessarily the case for me, but I thought a lot of the backers probably were in that situation. Or a lot of the potential backers probably just have not looked at Kickstarter for the last 2-3 weeks. So yeah, I extended it for 7 days. So we're actually finishing 7 days from now. I think it's the 4th of April. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, so that's been happening.
Yeah, it's gone really quickly.
Yeah, it's gone really quickly. It's just so great, and obviously there's all the stuff going on afterwards. We're going to be using backer kit for the pledge managers. We usually do now, especially on the larger Kickstarters that we do. So there'll be lots of goodies in there that people can add on to their pledges. So all good. Now going on to the ones that are sort of catching up on Hex's Volume 2. That's now. I sent out the PDF for the basic bare bones PDF this week, so everyone should have that. So you should be able to read the stories. I know quite a few of you hold off reading the PDF until you get your thing. So I understand that entirely because I would do the same.
I would do that.
Yeah. So we're doing that, and PDF it's actually being printed. I've told the printers to print it. So some of them will. The amount that I need will come to me, and the rest will go to our distributors. So that's happening. I suspect we'll get it next week, maybe the week after. Again, it depends because of the coronavirus. So there might be some delays there.
I think it's best to anticipate delays on all and any of these things right now, which I'm sure everybody is probably already aware of. But yeah.
Fortunately, the printers that we use, Comic Printing UK, thank you very much, Comic Printing UK, Rich, you're a god. They're based in the UK, but obviously the thing with them is that they do get their paper stock and stuff like that from abroad, so that is that sort of thing. So whilst they're being printed in the UK, all the paraphernalia which goes into printing them sometimes will come from abroad, so that might again delay it. But he's not overly said they're going to be long delays, but well, he's not
just
said that
in
yet.
case.
But just in case, yeah. So that's good. The other next Kickstarter, Arcane Rights. Again, that one's really been on me because of the writing and the rewriting and the redrafting, and obviously the art as well, getting the art in. But mainly it's been me, and I put my hand up for that one. But I've got two of the 3 printing quotes that I went for. I've got 2 of them back. I'm waiting on the third one. Amusingly, the third one is the one which is based in Scotland, where we are. So hopefully I'll get that early next week, and then as soon as I get that, I can make the decision, and go for that. So.
But that one's been a really big project.
It's been
really big.
Yeah, it's been a big learning curve. The great thing is the next one that I do, I will just know what I'm doing, and I will approach the Kickstarter later on. I will probably get it all signed off and happy, and then I'll do the Kickstarter. Apart from things like if you have the rewards where you have backers' faces in it at the bottom there, but everything else will be done.
Yeah.
But
but it's good. It's gonna be brilliant.
Yeah.
It looks really fabulous.
Yeah.
It's gonna be lovely. It's just very exciting.
Yeah.
Because it was a really personally exciting project for you as well.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest one, biggest nostalgia one. Whilst I certainly read a lot of comics when I was younger, the fighting fantasy books, the game books, are the ones that I found when I was 11 or 12 and fell in love with and played and collected and all that sort of thing. So it is a very personal project. So yeah, I can't wait for that to happen. So
that's very cool.
Yeah, so that's good, and it's nice that we're very close on sorting that one out now. Not sure we're going to be receiving however many books it is at the house, but we'll try. Hopefully we'll have a quick turnaround. But again, the other thing to bear in mind is that I don't want to be standing in the post office queue for hours on end.
Yeah,
that's not going to help anyone. I'm not even sure it's viable nowadays. They might let me do 1 at a time or 2 at a time, but so there's even when they come in and we put them in the envelopes and stuff, there will still be wait until everything has died down in the UK, because it's sensible, and we will know it's sensible. So yeah, so that's Arcane Rights. So we've got most of the stuff for Arcane Rights. It's amusing. We've got so much of the other rewards, like the pencils and the dice and everything else, sort of dotted around the house in cupboards, haven't we?
stowed very safely until it can actually finally be posted. But yes, so we've got. It's nice because it does feel very raring to go.
It does.
It's pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just the last leg now of getting it there, and obviously with everything and again, because it was such a personal project for you, you also really wanted to get it right. You weren't going to send it out.
No.
We weren't going to send it out until it was right, because I mean, I've seen it. I didn't write it, so I can say I'm personally excited about it, and I've seen the amount of work that's gone into it, and I think it will prove to be well worth the wait. So which is and it's not perfect, but it's a nice position to be in. You don't want to rush it. So
no, you wouldn't rush it. So go with the analogy of computer games nowadays. A lot of those you'll find that they delay them. I'm not saying I've got a AAA Final Fantasy book, but
but if you did,
they pause. They do wait, and they make sure they get them right before they release them. Because if you get it wrong when you release it, if I've released a book which, even in the later drafts, going through 700 paragraphs, I was still, finding the odd number somehow was wrong. So it would have sent you to the wrong paragraph. and I would probably have never forgiven myself if I'd had all those books printed and had that mistake in it. That when it comes to grammar, there might be one or two grammar things, but it's the numbers. The numbers have got to not add up, but they've got to actually work.
They do, especially for something like this, they really do. Otherwise, you're going to the wrong bit, and then the whole thing would be thrown out. It's quite. So it's an in-depth thing, but hopefully that means that it will be a lovely in-depth game and read when you've got it. So
I think so, and I'm really looking forward to the feedback, because it's interesting. I've played through it. We've played through it. It's fun. It's getting that. It's really difficult to get that too hard, too easy, balance in the middle. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. But you will get it, and it'll be the first Arcane Rights, first game book from me. So it's very exciting. So that's that one. Robin 3. We've stuffed about 30 envelopes. That was the other day. And then we ran out of envelopes, as in clean envelopes. I had some old envelopes, but we can use them for other things.
What do you mean clean envelopes?
Well, I had some with labels wrongly printed, and the labels were rubbing off and stuff from a different thing years ago.
I see.
So
I was going to say, we don't normally have dirty envelopes.
No. So and the labels just didn't peel off easily. So you've got the you've got the white stuff. It's not dirt, but it's it's not pristine, and that's what I would rather.
Okay. Well, yes.
Rather it was pristine.
But okay.
Yeah.
Normally they're pristine.
Yeah. Normally they're pristine.
Just throw that out there.
But
yes,
we have got more envelopes now, so we can continue putting them in envelopes. So that's
good.
Yes.
So they're on their way.
Yeah. It's
slowly but surely. It's I think the thing.
The one thing I was going to mention also about that is that if you backed at a level which you had pins, so the Robin, the Steam Driven Knight, and John, then they are actually going to be made in China. So there is a delay on the pins. They're ordered, but on the website it did say 8 to 12 weeks delay, and they haven't. And basically they weren't sure because it was obviously China, and they hadn't even the factory hadn't opened up. I'm not even sure it still has opened up. So that could be a long wait for those pins. So we'll see what we do on those. Obviously, there's some people who are also backing, future Kickstarters. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's a way of doing it.
To try and So we'll find a way. We'll find a way of.
I'll maybe reach out, as they say, and talk to the people who got those levels and see what we can do about it. But they are ordered, and if you don't mind waiting, then that'll be fantastic. So that's fine. Okay, now next interesting thing. So that's the Kickstarters. There is another Kickstarter coming up soonish after Mountains. That's for something called Godfall, which is again something that was submitted to us, and it's a nice, quirky book that I just like, and that's sort of it's 40 pages long, but there are other issues to it, so it's like an oversized issue really. But yeah, so I'll be interested in doing that. Obviously, all in good time. We'll get there. But let you know that there will be one called Godfall, not written by me or anything. It's by one of our one of the people who submitted it.
Yeah.
But yes, I'll tell you more when we get there. But anyway, that's that.
It's exciting.
Yeah. The other exciting thing is Marielle here has actually written more than one comic, but there's one comic that you've written.
There is one comic that I've written and that I will talk about.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes.
Yes. So I have written a comic, Busy Little Bees. That's issue 1. So it's not the whole. It's a story. It's an arc. It has an arc. So it's just issue 1 that we've got coming soon. Yes. Being drawn by. I'm really worried I'm going to say his surname incorrectly. Emiliano Correa.
That's you got
I
a better.
I really hope that's right.
You've got a better Argentinian Spanish accent than I have.
I have another friend, not just Emiliano.
Yeah.
I have 2 friends.
Yeah.
I have another friend who is from Argentina. She can tell me if I said that right at all.
Yeah.
And she'll be really honest.
Yeah.
Yes, but so he's drawing it. So he can be found in Hexes if you want to see his work.
Yes, that's right. You did Hexes 3, Midnight Oil.
Yes. So we worked with him before. And obviously we like him, and thankfully he likes us because he agreed to do this one. So so that's on its way. Watch this space.
What sort of genre would you call it?
See, now that's interesting.
Yeah. I don't think we've discussed this ever. Really.
We've never whenever somebody has asked me it, like that about my comic, it's interesting. I thought it was interesting that Emiliano, because he shared just a couple of snippets of what he was drawing, and he said it was like a mystery thriller, which I thought was quite a nice way of putting it. It's kind of sci-fi, but you know, if you say mystery thriller, then people think that it might be sort of like a crime thing.
Yeah.
And it's not a crime thing.
No.
So but I thought that was nice because he's read it and that was his interpretation of it, and obviously he knows the story. But yeah, so it is sort of a mystery thriller, but it's like a sci-fi mystery fantasy thriller. I think is probably.
We're mixing all the genres in the pot, I think.
Very much. That's the problem with that question. What genre is it? It's many genres.
It is.
There's a lot there, which is quite nice to say about a story that you've written.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got lots of genres in there. But yeah, it does make it quite difficult to describe.
Yeah, and it was fun receiving the art, wasn't it? Gradually seeing the art as it came through. That was brilliant. Seeing the characters.
Yeah, that was really, really, really exciting.
Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah.
So is that the most exciting bit so far? What would you say?
What's the most exciting bit?
So far, yeah.
Gosh. I think actually it was when we got the layouts.
Yeah. And
just seeing, you know, if you've written, and I'm sure there are many people who have, if you've written something and then you actually see it coming into being in the, you know, in that way, it's really, really exciting. And it's really exciting, like seeing how, because I just write, I can't draw. But it's really interesting seeing how you describe something and then how it's interpreted by the artist, and you can see all the stuff that you've put in, but then you can also see someone else's like take on it as well, and that's really that's fascinating. That's really and really, really fun. It's really, really nice.
Yeah,
so
I agree. The collaboration side of it.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely because I think when you sit down to write something, you can be quite not precious, but quite, I don't know, it's your thing. It's something that you've done, you've taken a lot of time over and you care very much about, and so it's just nerve-wracking, isn't it, handing it over to someone else and saying, here, have a look at this and and you know, see what you think, and but he's just done, I think it's beautiful what he's done. It's I love it. personally.
Yeah.
So
it is very exciting.
Yeah, so it's very, very cool.
So look out when that arrives. We'll be sharing some more art, I'm sure, from that. When it gets here, we'll be sending it probably off to Lyndon to letter if he's not too busy. And then kickstarting it again. So kickstarting single issue. So just looking forward to it. It's nice. It's an exciting comic. It's twisty and turny as well. So I can see why mystery thriller would be.
Yes.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I think it would. Yeah, takes you by surprise. So, which is cool.
That's good.
Yes. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to just go through is obviously the schedule we've got. So the idea again behind this is that we'll give you like half-hour snippets of stuff about comics. As you can see, I don't think I've ever called myself an aficionado on comics. I probably couldn't talk about them for like a series or an artist or a writer.
Yeah.
Overly. But I know what I like. It's the truth. I mean, certainly when you start running a publishing place where people send you stuff, you think, I like that, or I don't like that. So, and obviously we're both the same. So it's a case of it's going to be our take on it. It's going to be quite light-hearted. It's not going to be too stressful. We obviously feel free. Would love people just to come in with questions. To ask us stuff or to give us ideas as well. If you've got like a Kickstarter there, whether it be your own or something else, or want to talk about Kickstarter, then obviously that's sort of Tuesday night's one. So you can just send me some information on that. You can send it via, actually, if you can't send it anywhere else, you can send it via the website, and there's a link to the website below in our panels. So that sort of stuff. So Saturday night is this, talking about our week at Blue Fox, exciting stuff which has happened, keeping you updated as to, as I say, when you've got 3 or 4 Kickstarters on the go, it's really important that I keep everyone updated. So that's really good. So we're doing that on Saturday nights. Then Sunday's a day off, and in fact, probably day off. I'll be probably researching for the Monday night's one, which is comic news. Now again, it's kind of having a look, see what's on the latest websites or Twitter or whatever, just to give an idea, and then we can just talk about it. And again,
see what's going on.
See what's going on. People can ask us questions and give us their views. It's that sort of thing. So, because and it'd be really useful for me as well. I mean, I do all these things for maybe selfish reasons, but this one would be, I am slightly out of the loop here. I spend so much time in the publishing side of things and writing that I miss out on the news, and I think it's important that I'm aware of it, and we're aware of it, obviously. So that's sort of Monday night's half hour. Tuesday, Kickstarter roundup. So this is not our Kickstarter. This will be we'll go through the Kickstarters, maybe give some ideas, what we like and what we backed, and the people that we know as well,
what they're doing and what they're up to and what projects they're involved with. Because there's loads going on. There's always loads.
The great thing about Kickstarter is there's so much going on. So that'll be sort of that half hour. So again, by all means, send in your information, and you can also send it in via, there's a Facebook link below. So go there, message us. There's lots of ways you can do it. I really don't mind it. They'll all pop up on my phone. So it's up to you what you want to do.
And he looks at his phone a lot. You'll see it.
Yeah. So that's very true. Wednesday, this might be a bit difficult at the moment because obviously people like Diamond aren't shipping. Like a new comic day review. But so in normal times, we'll look at the latest comics out and give our opinions, and obviously ask you to give your opinions too. We'd love to have that.
Because it would be cool. It would be cool to share what we're reading and find out what you're reading and what you're waiting for, what's on your pull list, stuff like that.
Absolutely, yeah, all that sort of stuff. So that would be fantastic. And almost maybe talk about comic shops there as well. That sort of idea, because there's it's really important, obviously, with local comic stores to give them a shout out and make people aware of what they're doing and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. On that note, it's been really nice just seeing how in this time with everything that's been going on, sort of speaking about comic news and stuff, just how supportive artists, creators, writers, publishing houses and things have been, and how aware they've been of the predicament that certainly independent comic book shops are in, and how, I don't know, just the way that the community of comics really has been pulling together and stuff. So
was it Jim Zub or was it Charles Saw?
I think it was Jim Zub.
Jim Zub,
That was very, he I'm going to misquote this because I haven't read it recently enough, but it was something like he was asking for anything that the comic book shop hadn't sold of his please just send back and he'd reimburse them.
He'd reimburse them 50%, which is what they would have bought it for.
So, and that's like stuff like that's amazing. It's really good, and it's really important because obviously they're independent comic book shops, most of them, or so many of them anyway, and they
so rely on people coming in the door. That's the thing, and they've not got that at the moment. So it's super important that we back those guys up. And girls, people.
Yes, thank you.
So yes, by all means. And a lot of comic shops do have the ability to. You can still order online. So have a look at that as well. Even though the doors are closed, you can still order, and they'll still send out. So and that will help them. So So
good stuff.
That's good. So that's sort of Wednesdays. Thursday is Indie Spotlight, which is not a spotlight on our dog, who happens to be called Indy.
But it could be. Let us know.
Honestly, it could be. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised she isn't here right now. No,
she was sitting here, but then she left.
Yeah.
She hadn't had her spotlight. Bit of a diva. True. So yes, sorry, carry on.
No, that's
Spotlight.
Fine. So this is just us talking about different independent people out there, really, be it writers, artists, with colourers, inkers, letterers, pencilers, that sort of stuff. Really, just publishers as well, just to give a spotlight on what's going on. Maybe we'll ask them to give us their news as well, and then we can just tell you, really, because
share and share.
Yeah, share and share, and say. One of the good things about having these half hours is that they will. Our plan is that they will be. Can't think of the word, but they'll be
interactive.
Social, but they'll also be regular.
Regular, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that one.
Definitely not going down that route. So, we're really in sync.
So they'll be regular, and you'll be able to rely on the fact that that they are happening. So you can go in there. So that's kind of what I want to do. So that's why almost another reason why they're half hour. So you can get snippets every night, but Sunday, and you can rely on them. So so we're looking for that as well. So. Okay, so that's Indies. Friday, graphic novel review. We've got so many graphic novels, certainly that I haven't read.
Yeah.
So I need to. So we'll be reading.
We've got loads.
Yeah, we'll read one or two each a week, and then again give us the reviews. Really.
Yeah, just saying what we think, what we liked, what we enjoyed, what didn't work for us.
Yeah.
But might have worked for someone else.
Yeah. Very much.
And you can tell us why and how, and etc.
That sort of thing is good because it will get us reading it, and it really
that's
helps.
Nice.
We're gonna, because we write comics, it's really important that we read them. So so there'll be that going on as well on Fridays. And that leads us back around to Saturday again, which is
more of this.
More of this, yeah.
So if you enjoyed this, there's more.
There's
more coming next Saturday.
Yes. I don't know. Was that the dog woofing?
That was the dog.
I think it was. So So anyway, that's kind of 33 minutes down. So I think we've done pretty well there.
I think so.
Is there anything you think I've missed or I haven't?
That you haven't said? No, I think that's everything. I think that's very cool. We hope that you'll be able to join us. Probably it would be nice to just say, for those that may catch this either now or later, a massive thank you to everybody who has backed us, supported us, been involved in any way, shape or form, really, to get us to this point.
Which is probably actually the most important thing to have said. In truth, thank you very much, because we've been doing Blue Fox again 5.5 years now, maybe 6.
Yeah.
And we've grown and grown and grown. We have a lot of books on the table. We're going to have a lot more books on the table. few years ago, we did the Meanwhile Comic Cons, that went very well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we moved to Scotland, but yeah, we have branched out. We are growing, and without any of you guys and girls backing us, you girls and guys backing us, then it wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't be doing it. So thank you very much. Yes, I'm forever humbled, really, by all the support.
Yeah,
so
it's amazing, really, really amazing.
Yeah.
So massive thanks, and just stay safe. Stay safe. Keep healthy.
Keep away from others.
Yeah, stay far away from everyone.
Yeah.
I hope your families and your friends and everyone are doing really, really well. I know it's difficult right now for everyone. So hopefully this will be a nice half hour of just not having to think about all that as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
So do join us.
Yeah.
As of Monday.
As of Monday, yeah.
Because tomorrow is Sunday, so.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you on Monday.
See you on Monday. 8 p.m. What fun. Okay. See you.
Bye.